We're out here in Fontana, California, with Brian Lopes. We're doing a little testing today, but to give some of the fans here a little history. So when did you start riding bikes?
Well, began racing BMX in 1975. I was 4.5 years old, and
That's a long time ago.
yeah, it's probably been racing longer than most of the guys alive that are racing here today in Fontana. But yeah, it's been a great career. I started off in BMX, raced pretty much full time until I was about 19 years old, and then started dabbling into the mountain bikes a little bit here and there. Kind of did BMX and mountain bikes for 3 years, and then just made the full switch to mountain bikes in '93.
Yeah. So your BMX pro career was pretty colorful, though. You captured some good titles, and
yeah, it was okay. My BMX career was okay, and
mountain bikes probably better.
I definitely learned a lot from BMX, but I definitely had more success in mountain bikes, much more success in mountain bikes. But they were both fun. They were both, great memories from both of them, and yeah.
Well, with BMX, it gave you a lot of the great skills for your four-cross experience.
Definitely, there's definitely a lot of skills that you learn in BMX that transfer over to mountain biking, especially the four-cross and the slalom, more so than anything. But I think just for cycling in general, it's amazing. Even riding the road or something like that, so many people that could be so strong yet they can't do a wheelie or bunny hop a curb, and it's like stuff you learn when you're 5 years old.
Yeah. So how many titles in four-cross? Give a little history of your four-cross accomplishments.
Well, I won 3 world championships in four-cross, one in dual before it switched. It used to be dual, and then it switched to four-cross. So got 4 official four-cross world championships, and then I think 4 World Cup overall titles in four-cross, and then 2 in dual. So quite a few.
It's amazing. And then downhill. You raced downhill for quite some time.
Yeah, I started out, when I first started racing mountain bikes in '93, I was doing dual slalom and downhill at the time. Actually, in '92, when I first did my first mountain bike race ever, I was riding cross country and downhill. I thought I was going to be a cross country guy. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And quickly realized in an expert race and at altitude that I didn't want to be a cross country racer anymore.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So '93, first full year racing pro downhill, won a few nationals that year. In 1995, captured my first downhill Norba overall series title, and that was pretty special. Back in the day, myself, Tomac, Mike King, Miles, we were all battling like really close and tight for that title. I'd already sewn up the dual slalom title that year, and the downhill was like, it came down to that race, and I ended up winning that race and taking the title by I think a point or 2 over Mike King and a few points over Miles. So that was a pretty cool race. Definitely some good battles back then.
I think some people might disagree, but I really think that was the heyday of downhilling, and we had so many stars.
Yeah.
Cullinan and King and Rockwell and the Euros, Parakis and
Jurgen Beneke
and the Frenchman Guichet and
yeah,
and all those guys.
It was good. I mean, the Norba Nationals back then, they were stacked. They were international fields. The U.S. had a bunch of really strong riders, but we had a lot of people from Europe coming over here, and Australia. The Sharples and Ronning and the Europeans. Like, the Norba Series was the series to be in, and everybody wanted to come to the U.S. and race, and it really, I think, elevated the performance of the U.S. riders and just the competition in general.
Racing in general, yeah. So, and then so your career brings you now. I mean, you're not retired in any respect at all. You're racing. You're probably as fit as ever. So you're doing a lot of Super D and you're riding a lot of cross country.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think some people they think I may have retired from racing, but I just retired from four-cross racing in '98. That was my last World Championships in four-cross that I did. And since then, I haven't done any four-cross racing, but more or less just because I raced that discipline for so long, and I felt like I accomplished more than I could have ever wished for in that discipline. just felt like it was time to move on, and kind of seeing what's being sold for the most part, whether it's with Marzocchi, 44 forks and 55 forks are kind of the bread and butter, and Ibis with their frames, and just all my sponsors in general, just going after the real demographic of products being sold, and Super D and these endurance kind of downhill races are a new challenge for me, a new type of training, and you really ride the equipment that the average person is going out and buying in the shops.
Yeah, well, that's important because it's been good having you on board all these years and testing out the equipment and making sure it's it's top notch.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, especially with Marzocchi, it's nice to have a company that is within driving distance of my house. It's easy to go up. Visit Tom, visit Bryson, get certain things tweaked, try little special things, and hopefully bring them to production in the years in the future. But it's awesome to have guys that really want to make stuff better and spend the time and go out and test. So just looking forward to making the product better and better every year.
And that's what we're doing today.
That's what we're doing.
We're testing air pressures.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. I mean, everything else is perfect.
Yeah, we got some air pressure. We got a little bit of hardware we're testing too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So we got a few little tricks.
Secret stuff, 2015 stuff.
You can never just sit back and think it's all perfect. It can always be improved at some point. So
Yeah.
always looking for. They might be little things, but they all make a little bit of a difference.
Like Neil Young says, man, rust never sleeps.
All right.
All right.